Hello, 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 everyone. It is Teresa from Teresa's Spot for Art. Welcome to Down on the Farm, a YouTube collab hosted by Dawn from Shabby Meets Bling and Shelly from Repurposed My Way. I am Teresa, and I love sharing art from my heart and teaching you how to create a little joy in your life through some fun, simple, and quick art projects. I'm going to turn you guys around, and we are going to get started. Okay. So, this is a 1/4 inch round. It's 18 inches. It is giant. My kits are not usually this big because, sometimes we want instant gratification and we are just going to, maybe we have 20 or 30 minutes to paint something and we want to be done and happy with our project, right? So my kits, the largest item that I will put in my kits is usually an 11 by 14 canvas, because I do have canvas kits. But if it's a wood cutout like these, they're no bigger than 14 to 12 inches. And these kits are great for yourself, a little family time, a little relaxation time, birthday parties. You can order multiples and have your own paint night. The way I paint and the way I teach painting is pretty efficient and quick, and you still have really good success. Here we go. So now I have this blue down here, and I have these little, which are not shorts anymore. They were jeans. They were never shorts. Okay? And watch what I'm going to do with these. These are pretty cool. So I have a bunch of white paint here, and I'm going to put white paint on these shorts where we have seams. Okay, so here are my jeans. You ready, y'all? I'm going to take them, I'm going to lay them down, and I'm using these jeans like a stamp. Ready? How cool is that? But the more paint you use and the faster you get it on there when you're not yakking away, the better your stamping will look. I use this as a background quite often. And even, I don't know, I'm a woman of a certain age, y'all. I'm not embarrassed to say it. So I sported some designer Jordache jeans back in the day, and those would make an awesome stamp if I had them today. So there we go. I think that is enough for this. I could use, I'll do some, so that is my background. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to put on this. Isn't that cool? Now I want to let this dry. I don't want to be like messing with it now. So this, you guys, is my rooster. And then I'm going to show you what the rest of this project looks like. So let's flip cameras again. So I have this cool rooster, and on that round background we just did, it's going to say Farm, Sweet Farm. And I have a little trick here too. Oh guys, I'm showing you all my tricks tonight. When I'm doing little pieces or little cutouts and I want to keep them together and not have them move around, I put them on a piece of painter's tape. So this way I can come over here and I'm not holding them and getting more painty than I already do, because I do get painty. I am going to paint this rooster for you guys because It's really cool and fun, and I'm going to show you what it looks like up on the background. We're going to let my denim display Daisy Duke short background dry a little bit, and we're going to get started with this. So I like to call this fun art, but I am a certified one-stroke decorative painter. I've been painting for about 15 years, maybe a little more at this point, and I love it. I love painting. I love the calm it brings to me, and actually my painting started, I had painted a long time ago. I had a little bit of a personal difficulty in my life at one point many years ago, and I had started painting, and then I got away from it. And then when my sister got sick and was stolen away, I started painting again because I just had to. I felt like I needed some therapy, I needed some outlet, I needed some, I don't know, I needed to not think. I needed to occupy my mind and not think. And so I started painting again. And it's really what brought me to establish this whole entire Teresa silhouette spot. You know, the whole cliche, you only live once and you never know and you're not promised tomorrow, and every one of them. Well, I said, you know what? I have a passion for art. Art has been very healing for me now for the second time in my life. This was, 5 years ago. And I'm going to start sharing that art with others. But you know what? More importantly, if you're someone who's just hanging out at home right now, chilling, and you're like, oh, let's see, she's painting. That's it. I just spread a little joy in your life, and you can chill and not think of maybe what's going on in your life for 45 minutes while you immerse yourself with me and my art. And that is basically the story behind how this started. So who knows if I would have picked up my art again. I don't know. Maybe it would have waited until I, got older or retired or whatever. But, life happens, right? So there you have it. I don't really talk about it all that much because I'm all about being upbeat, especially if I'm painting and I'm online with people. I want to be upbeat. I want to be like sharing the good stuff, bringing a little joy into your life, spreading the sunshine. So I don't like to, bring it down. So our little rooster here has his little collar, neck part here. So I'm just mixing a little bit of the red and a little bit of the white. I want to differentiate between the red and the pink and the white. So I don't want to overblend, but I want a good variation of color in there. Okay? Then I'm going to let that dry. Now I'm just going to take a couple of greens and I'm going to start adding in some tail feathers, because we're going to start adding in some leaves and some flowers, and we're going to really bring this rooster to life. And I'm not really a brand snob when it comes to paint. I like to use the colors that I like. I do honestly mostly use Plaid Crafts and Deco Art. But if there's a brand of paint and it has another color and I'm like, wow, that's a beautiful red or blue or orange or whatever it is, I will buy that as well. I'm just in here. This is going to be a floral chicken. And I'm just putting in some leaves And I'm going to put in some little simple flowers for this guy. I'm going to start putting in, I guess I'll start with the red. We're going to add in some flowers. And these are very simple flowers. And you can use whatever base coat you want. And it's just a bunch of either comma strokes or round strokes. And again, like the same with the chicken neck, you don't want to overblend. And it's just a matter of adding in different sizes. And then I pick up a different color paint and I just add in these commas and go around in circles. To make it like a little bit of an abstract flower. If I feel like at some point I put too much white, then I'll just go pick up some more red. Or blue or whatever color that I'm making. Of course I have my Cure CJD because I welcome people saying, hey, what is that? What is CJD? Why do you have that sticker on your art table? And then I can say, well, Google it. It's important. I would love to spread more awareness. So this is, like I said, this is just a floral little rooster. It's very not traditional, but I think it goes well with the background I came up with. And if denim and farming isn't American, I don't know what is. I am not going to add red to my blue flowers right now, because if I were to add red to my blue flowers right now, we would get purple. Okay, and we don't want to get purple. So if I want to add red at the end, I might. We'll see, to see how the art field takes me. But for now, I'm just going to be doing the base colors and then adding in the white. I won't be able to put this all together for you guys tonight, but I can lay it out for you because it will be way too wet when I'm done. So I like how the yellow looks with the red and the blue. It just adds a little, oh, it's starting to storm here. It just adds a little bit more brightness to our project. I don't know if you guys, I have a little bit of a glare. So there you go, you can see that a little better like that. I'm just going to add a little bit more leaves on here. And these, I'm using this little brush, and I'm just kind of using a pushing. It's a round brush, and I'm just kind of pushing because these need to be smaller. They're in a different area. I'm using this cutout. So I'm just pushing down with that, with this round one, just to make a little bit different size leaves. And it's more of an illusion. There we go. Whether I double load my brush and put two colors on at the same time, or I go back over my painting with another color, I will more often than not use two colors of paint. Because you want to add as much color and dimension to your project as you can. And when you use two colors, you're not just using two colors. You're really using, 10 colors. Because when those two colors mix, they just create more colors. Not just the two, they blend, and you have a whole variety of colors in there. I just add that little one right in here. I think that'll do it. And again, I'm using this round brush now but it's the same stroke as when I was using the flat brush. You just want to make little commas and go around and around. If you think you got too much white, you can go back and pick up the blue. Okay? And now I'm going to show you how these flowers are really going to pop. I'm going to come in here with my black, and I'm going to add centers to all of my flowers. So this one, this is a little half flower over here. So we're not going to put our center way out there. We're going to put our center over here where presumably the middle of the flower is. And the same thing with this blue one. We're going to put it out there. And now look how those flowers just pop on there. Isn't that cool? Give them a little eye, and I do the eye. I use the back of the brush, the handle, the little round dot, and I will come in here and I will just put a little dot on there for his eye. I'm going to pick up my liner brush, and I'm just going to come, and I want to do some light outlining. So cut in some little definition where you can see his little neck scarf. There's probably a technical term for that if I knew, but I don't. So we're not going to worry about that. So I'm going to pick this up. Here's my denim background, but I just want to show you how cute this looks now. So I'm going to put my rooster on there, and then we're going to put our words, farm. I'm going to have to darken this up. I think I'm going to paint this sweet black. Farm, sweet, farm. There we go. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness gracious, I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And you know, guys, don't be afraid to use what you have around the house. I love recycling, and that's how I came up with the jeans idea and use them as stamps, because they have like such cool patterns. Anyway, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining me. I love sharing art from my heart. I love the opportunity to be on here.